India and China discuss border issues in New Delhi today. The 8th edition of the India-China joint training exercise of troops culminates at Umroi in Meghalaya. Mobile network services resumed in Meghalaya. Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Dev pays visit to remote Ram Sadhupara village of Dhalai district as part of Jan Sampark Abhiyan. And Mirabai Chanu lifted gold medal at the 6th Qatar International Championship in Doha. Good evening viewers and welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Satwati Bhuiya now with the details. A meeting of special representatives for India and China for border question is underway in New Delhi. This is the 22nd meeting between the two countries on the issue. The Indian delegation is being led by National Security Advisor Ajay Doval, while Foreign Minister of China Wang Yi is leading the Chinese side. This is the first meeting of the special representatives between the two countries since the second informal summit between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President of China Xi Jinping in Chennai in October this year. The 8th edition of India-China Joint Training Exercise Hand in Hand 2019 culminated on 20th December 2019 at Joint Training Node Umroi Military Station, Meghalaya. The joint exercise commenced on 7th December last. The exercise was aimed at practicing the participating infantry companies of India and Chinese Army in joint drills of counter-terrorism operations in semi-urban terrain under United Nations mandate. The exercise entailed firing from each other's weapons, conduct of tactical lectures and demonstration by both the countries on various aspects of counter-terrorism operations. The exercise included physical training activities ranging from endurance runs, battle obstacle courses and games. The troops of both the contingent departed on a healthy note of mutual informal respect and goodwill. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma on Thursday presented the medals and certificates of merit to the trainees of the Deputy Superintendents of Police at the Northeast Police Academy, Nepa, in Meghalaya. Presenting the medals and certificates, the Chief Minister wished the officers for their performance and all other trainees the very best as they embark on a journey to serve the nation. In Assam, the overall law and order situation remained normal, though protesters took out peaceful rallies against the amended Citizenship Act and various parts of the state today. According to police sources, large number of women peacefully protested today as part of the program announced by All Assam Students Union (ASU). Meanwhile, the curfew imposed in Dibrugarh following violent protests against the new Citizenship Act has been relaxed for 16 hours since 6 a.m. today, following improvement of the law and order situation. In Tinsukia districts too, night curfew still continues from 8 p.m. to 5 o'clock next morning. Mobile network services were restored on Friday in the state after 9 days of its suspension, while broadband services had resumed on December 18. Assam Police had urged the people to be cautious while posting or sharing information on the social media and said actions would be taken against these violating peace and harmony in the state. Mobile internet services have resumed in Meghalaya 8 days after they were snapped in the wake of violent protests over the amended Citizenship Act. The ban on mobile internet and mass messaging services was lifted at around 7 p.m. on Friday due to improvement in law and order situation. A senior official said Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma reviewed the law and order situation in the state with senior Home Department officials and issued instructions for restoring mobile internet and messaging services in the state. Central government has decided to organize 100 Hunar Haat across the country in the next 5 years. These Haat aim to provide market exposure and employment opportunities to artisans, craftsmen and traditional culinary experts. Ministry of Minority Affairs said in the coming days, Hunar Haat will be organized in New Delhi, Bengaluru, Chennai, Kolkata, Lucknow, Dehradun, Patna, Indore and other places. The ministry has also sanctioned 100 Hunar hubs in different parts of the country wherein training is being provided to master artisans, craftsmen and traditional culinary experts. According to the ministry, more than 2,65,000 artisans and craftsmen have been provided employment through Hunar Haat in the last 2 years. The first Hunar Haat was organized in Jaipur in August-September this year. More than 200 master artisans and culinary experts, including a large number of women artisans from every corner of the country, participated in this Hunar Haat. Afterwards, several Hunar Haats were organized in the different parts of the country. As part of his ongoing Jana Sampark Abhiyan, Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar paid a day-long visit to remote Ram Sadhupara village under Padmabil block in Khowai subdivision and Dhalai district. On Friday, while moving through the village to come in contact with common tribal people, Biplab Dev visited 15 households and saw for himself the suffering of the people from poverty. Many people who deserve to get BPL ration cards are still in the APL category, while others have been deprived of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme. There is also a serious employment crisis in this village. The Chief Minister assured the residents of the village that he would ensure proper implementation of all the schemes of the state government and centre so that they can live peacefully with honour and dignity. Newly appointed acting president of Tripura Pradesh Congress Committee TPCC Piyush Biswas, who was earlier serving as the vice president of the state unit of the party, assumed charge on Friday and called for a unified movement against the ruling party. The veteran leader took up the charge of the party at a time when the party was ostensibly going through a leadership crisis, followed by a sudden resignation of former PCC chief Pradyut Kishore Dev Burman. Speaking at the press briefing, newly appointed party chief Biswas said that the party would focus on the core political issues and they would fight unitedly against the ruling establishment. The BJP has failed miserably to fill up the aspirations of the people of the country, rather instigated divisive politics. The Congress party will stand united against the divisive politics of the ruling party, said Biswas. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal has said that Railways is looking at a 50 lakh crore rupees investment over the next 12 years. Speaking in New Delhi, he said it is coming out of joint ventures so that it can modernize the railways, bring down the logistics cost and improve the share of freight in railway network and make the journey world-class. Goyal, who also holds the charge of Commerce Ministry, said government is making huge efforts to give support to bankers to lend boldly and freely to the NBFC sector and the real estate sector. He said all of the stakeholders should work together and work in the direction of change to protect the entire value chain. Assam Cabinet today adopted a resolution to request the centre to recognize Assamese language as the state language, amending Article 345 of the Indian Constitution. The decision was taken in a cabinet meeting held this evening at Dispur. Finance Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, briefing news persons after the cabinet meeting, further said that the centre will be requested to include Bengali, Bodo, Karbi and Dimasa languages of Barak Valley, BTAD areas and 2 hill districts of Karbi Anglong and Dima Hasao respectively under the same amendment. He also said that a bill will be introduced in the State Assembly soon to adopt Assamese language as a compulsory subject up to class 10 in the schools of all mediums. He, however, said that the proposed bill will not be compulsory for Barak Valley, BTAD areas and 2 hill districts of the state. The cabinet also decided to create Kamatapur Autonomous Council in the undivided Goalpara district to protect the political, social and cultural status of the Koch Rajbangshi community. Dr. Sarma also said a bill will be introduced in the State Assembly to ensure land rights of the indigenous people of Assam. Cabinet also decided to declare lands of all the Satras will be considered as hereditary property. It will not be allowed for any sale or purchase. The state cabinet also decided to set up 100 new schools in the tea garden areas of the state. Former world champion weightlifter Saikhom Mirabai Chanu won the women's 49 kg category gold medal to open India's account at the 6th Qatar International Cup in Doha on Friday. Chanu bagged gold with an effort of 194 kg in the Olympic qualifying event, with the points which will come in handy when the final rankings for Tokyo 2020 cut are done. The 24-year-old Manipuri lifted 83 kg in snatch and 111 kg in clean and jerk to finish on top of the podium. However, it was a performance way below her personal best of 201 kg. Before we wind up the bulletin, a recap of the headlines. India and China discuss border issues in New Delhi today. The 8th edition of the India-China joint training exercise of troops culminates at Umroi in Meghalaya. Mobile network services resumed in Meghalaya. Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Dev pays visit to remote Ramsadhupara village of Dhalai district as part of Jana Sampark Abhiyan. And Mirabai Chanu lift gold medal at the 6th Qatar International Championship in Doha. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.